Brentford, Liverpool. Liverpool looking for their first Premier League win after losing the last three. Beat Frankfurt, obviously 5-1 during the week. Reunited with my brother, my literal cousin, Queeveen Kelleher, Jordan Henderson. But Brentford, no mugs, mate. They've just beaten West Ham and Manchester United convincingly. So, I've been at this game for the last 2 years, and it's been two of the best away days I've had, mate. Remember last year? And that was on my birthday as well. At the top, it's just us, all that stuff. He won't be there to save us this time. But what kind of game plan should Liverpool employ, Christian? I'll come to you for this game, knowing that, yes, we've lost 3 Prem games in a row, but also look at the form of Brentford. A lot of people wrote off Keith Andrews. And he's doing well. Obviously, a long way to go, but how should Liverpool approach this game?
Keith Andrews is doing really well.
8 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, this, by the way.
Yeah, they're a tough team to beat. I think City went there a few weeks ago. They only managed just I think they scraped a 1-0, Erling Haaland. I think a couple of weeks ago, Brentford probably would have looked at this game and thought, how do we get out of there with a draw? How do we maybe scrape a 0-0, 1-1? They drew against Chelsea last minute with the set piece as well. Yeah. But I think now, the form that Liverpool have been in, I know they had a good win last night, I think it'll be different. I think they'll be thinking, how can we win this game? How can we maybe get 3 points? You know, Jordan Henderson up against his old team, he'll be up for it. Like you say, Queeveen Kelleher. These players have got a rise. I think they'll be not confident, but there'll be belief in the back of their heads that we can maybe win this game. And the way they win it is long balls. We've seen Arnie Slot complaining about the long balls United and set pieces.
That's why we won last night. The ball was on the floor most of the
exactly.
time.
That's what they've got to do. Long ball, set pieces. Jordan Henderson, get him on the ball.
What year is this? Sorry, 2025.
It's crazy, but I think Liverpool win this.
Van den Berg, Fabio Carvalho. They've got 4 Liverpool.
That's true.
Players.
That's true. I think it's a little bit of a step too far for Brentford, even though they're a good team. I think Liverpool win this game.
Yeah, 8 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, Flex. When you've just come off of a European win as convincing as that, does that confidence translate straight back into your league form as well?
They'll be feeling like it does. Yeah. Obviously, the Premier League is a humbler, so it can, it's a good point you said about Arne Slot after their games. I heard him say, it was different today because the ball they played 5 at the back and had to be good in transition and just sit there. But the difference was they didn't do it with aerial balls, they did it on the floor like the goal they scored. So he's just essentially moaning about that. Well, guess what? Brentford ain't doing that.
Not at all.
Brentford are going to go long from Jordan Henderson into channels for Kevin Schade, Atara if he
balls
starts,
over the top.
and Igor Thiago down the middle running channels. So already he's basically acting like you still may have an issue. We don't know if you've cleared that issue up yet because obviously last night's game was played in a different way. And they will come with the long throws and aerial duels and make it difficult for you. But yeah, the confidence that you've got, as long as Arne Slot doesn't try anything silly with the team selection, we already spoke about it, didn't we? Of what we think.
What is silly at the minute? Playing Salah.
Well, you know what? I don't think does he have the balls to drop him for 2 games in a row, even though you just won 5-1?
Can't imagine.
He has to have the balls to do it, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Is now injured.
It
now?
looks like he's
groin injury.
Okay, so maybe that forces it anyway as well.
Frimpong.
Okay, so there's a couple of injuries. So Salah will probably come back in.
Yeah.
Just off of default.
Did you see Salah last 20 minutes when he
didn't pass to Wirtz? That shows me where he's at.
I'm annoyed because you could have easily given Wirtz a goal
his
there.
First goal, but he's thinking about himself now because of where he's at.
And I understand his mentality. I'm desperate to score.
He's always been
scored in 8 games. That's why he's a winner.
Team game though.
But at 34, is he 33? Is he
33? I think.
When you get to that age and you've done what he's done last season, you've achieved what he's achieved. You've got to now be in the mindset of I'm here to lay down the foundation for the rest of these guys that have come in. I'm not here for myself anymore. I'm not here for my accolades. I'm not here for the Ballon d'Or. That's all done now. You've already won everything at Liverpool. You've already proven your point in terms of how much of a legend you are in this league. Now it's time to actually help those new boys that have come in. So he should be laying it on a plate. That's the leadership skills you've got to show in the forward role now.
Unfair. Do you think this is also part of the problem that you've been such a cohesive team for so long that now you've got a lot of individuals that they're all trying to prove themselves and prove a point, even like we were just saying about Salah, that everyone is not actually performing as a team, they're just performing as individuals right now.
There's probably a bit of that involved. I think Mo Salah looks around and he hasn't got the same partners really as he did last season with Diaz, Jota and Nunes. He's having to understand. He's already come out and spoken about how he now has to re-understand how to play with new people. There is a good point that you make, Matisse, about him being 33. You've got a blood in the new guys, but I think his reaction last night after the game, he kind of went over to the Liverpool fans, he waved at them, he kind of almost had his hands up as if to say like, I'm sorry. And he came and greeted the fans, but he slowly walked back into the tunnel on his own, away from the team. And I think his own mentality, he knows he's absolutely nowhere near it right now, so he wants to go over and say, I'm sorry for the poor form, I'm sorry, I probably should have passed it. But one thing I can never do with Mo Salah is write him off. I can never do that.
You'd be a fool to do that.
You'd be a fool. Anyone would be. Because he could still end up this season with 25 goals in all comps that wins us a trophy. So class is permanent, form is temporary, and I think he's shown that over 9 years that even if he goes through these patches, mate, he's coming back. He's loading. And I do think he probably does start on Saturday.
But one day he won't load.
One day he won't load, and one day he will go, right, this is the end of the 2-year fresh new deal, and then we all have a new era in our
Might be the end of
lives
this
now.
season.
No, I don't think so.
You think?
I
You
don't
think he just
so.
sees it out?
Yeah, this season and next season.
You think? So
definitely.
what if you get to the summer, Saudi coming again,
I
big
reckon
money?
he goes.
I
I
can't
think
see
he'd
it.
go.
I do
Well,
not
but then it
see
does
it.
depend
Depends on
what
the
you do. Maybe
season
if
he
you win
has.
the league again.
It depends on the season he has.
And bro,
If-
don't forget the hunger that he has. Let alone if Liverpool win a Premier League, he's like, right, well, I've got one more year. Let's go and do it.
No,
again
but
If you
then.
went trophyless or didn't win the league,
there's so many-
that might have a.
There's so
a
many
part to
variables
play in
though.
it.
Is he capable of being a squad player? Is he capable of being
Does he
the
want
guy?
to be that guy?
Yeah,
Probably
back
not.
up to maybe a new right winger comes in, because at some point
He
Liverpool have to future-proof his position.
Yeah.
That's the only position in their
The
attack
money
they've
as well
not
that you can get
future-proof.
for
So even if he does stay an extra year next summer, they have to sign a right winger.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if he doesn't finish the season strongly, right? This guy's on 400 grand a week. If you're Liverpool, talking business perspective,
Right.
you're Liverpool at the end of this year. You go, we can get 60 million from Saudi, 70 million from Saudi, and 400k a week for a player that's not performing off the books for next season.
You take it.
It might be a smart move,
Definitely.
but
With this
if
one,
with
the
everything he's done
season's
for the
strong,
football club, it all still stands.
for sure,
Absolutely.
of course it stands.
Yeah.
One of the greatest Premier League players ever.
You might have to look at it. It's too early to say it now.
Yeah.
You can never. Salah's done this before, and then
Yeah.
he gets one,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he's gone.
He's on.
This
And
could
then
be
still
this
get
could be
golden
different in
goals
2
in a row.
weeks.
Yeah.
It does feel different this time though.
It does. He's doing things. He's doing
I think we've
things
said
that
that
like.
before as well.
Yeah,
though.
he definitely said that.
On our watch along, I was
Yeah.
saying that. I was
Maybe.
going, something's happening. Maybe something's happening. Because it's like you're seeing him like just snatching at chances.
Do you see Curtis
People
Jones running
just-
away
Yeah,
celebrating?
he thought it was inevitable that he was going to score.
then he missed it.
I don't think I've seen his finishing as poor as I've seen it this season.
Yeah.
I would agree with
I've
that.
seen poor general play where I've been
Yeah.
like, Salah's ghosted. Salah's had a poor game. He's not.
'Cause he always
been
kinda
involved.
looks ugly.
But I don't see poor finishing usually
No.
from him, and his finishing
Do you
this
know
season
what?
has
It's
been
the
poor.
power on the shots that have decreased as well.
But he's getting older. Like obviously they're not remotely in the
No,
same
but I'm
bracket of
talking
player.
about
But
power.
you know how I
Like,
was
put
saying
your
to
laces
you
through it and
for like
whack it.
18 months
He
about the
got
decline of
passes it to
Son,
the keeper.
Yeah.
for example, and like none of you, like a lot of you were still like, no, like still got it. And I was like, no, he's different. Like one day they just look different.
Yeah.
Like when you are that type of a player that has so much pace and your finishing is unbelievable, sometimes it just goes. I'm not saying that is going to
Yeah.
happen
No,
with
I agree
Salah,
with
but
you.
I watched a decline of Son do that for 18 months where he still shouldn't have been playing, and managers
Yeah.
were too scared to drop him, and then actually good on Ange, because then he was
And they
like,
offered
actually I'm
him a
not
new
going to play
deal.
you
But
because
Salah looks,
you're not
Salah
benefiting the
still
team.
looks physically okay though. Like
Yeah.
he's making runs, sharpness, or like take a touch, someone's just fizzed it in at you. Like that bit looks alright. I don't look at him and think
It's beating
way
players
off the
though
place.
that looks.
Yeah.
Beating player, people are starting to lock him up a little bit more. But I think it's the execution of his final output.
I
It's
agree.
like,
Yeah.
I've never seen it
Yeah.
like this.
Is there
weak.
is there a case
Bit
for
weak.
Chiesa to start at the
Oh,
weekend?
the case
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
in front of
Definitely.
us right here now. Yeah.
Ekatike, Chiesa.
And that's what I said on the
100%.
last show.
Fairest team.
Reward the players who have come on and impacted the game positively instead of stinking out the gaff and then, But again, let's have this conversation at the end of the season. I think the answer will be very clear by then if he stays or goes. If Liverpool have a great season, he scores 20, he's staying. If we don't, and this form continues, then we go, maybe it is time to cash in. But right now, I can't write him off. It's impossible to write this fella off. He's too good. Score predictions, Brentford, Liverpool, Saturday night, 8 o'clock, which will actually coexist with our Saturday football show.
You here with me?
potentially. Yeah,
We're together.
me and you.
It's nice.
I'm gonna.
That's cool.
I think it's
Shut
just
up.
it's a tough game.
This would be a massive win for Liverpool if they could get the
We
win.
need
though.
to start.
Game
need
they
to
should be
win.
winning.
Few on the
Bro,
bounce now.
2 8
You've
o'clock
got to
kickoffs on Saturday in a
I
row
can
as
see
well.
this being like a 3-2 Liverpool or something like that.
2-2. I'm going Brentford 2, Liverpool 2.
I'm going to go 3-2 Liverpool.
3-2 Reds,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
I'll go 2-1.
Who have you got after
Liverpool.
this? Because you got
Villa
City,
at home
and then
next
City.
Saturday, and then Real Madrid, then City.
So you got a tough
This
run.
is a tough little
This
run,
is the
man.
time to go on a little If you can get out of this with some wins,
Yeah.
and properly galvanised.
Properly,
Then we need to be
mentality
worried
will
about
be
them.
up.
Like, if they mash up Brentford, then destroy Real Madrid.
I don't think they're mashing up Brentford.
No.
Not at that ground.
I
I
think
think that's going to be a
They
tough.
could.
We've won there the last
They're
2 years.
capable of.
They
doing
are
it, though.
capable,
They are
man. Trust me.
capable.
I'm
That's what
not
scares
writing
me.
them off.
I'm not taking much
top
from that
team.
Frankfurt game.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I'm really
take
not.
everything from
It
that.
doesn't apply
The
in the
Premier League
Prem.
is the real
Yeah.
one where we have to see if you're
Got to
Yeah.
start well
So
in
that
this
game
game
Monday
as well,
night,
man.
Brentford, West Ham was
Got
so
to
bad.
start well. So let us know what your score predictions are for Brentford versus Liverpool.